Good Thursday morning to you all. Hopefully you guys are doing great. We've got another Watchmen update. Some of the things we'll cover on this episode. Mexico is apparently getting overwhelmed by all of its citizens returning home. It's crazy. Iran threatens a U.S. destroyer with its helicopter and it gets warned off. We got 3 new trade deals that just happened. And the big news of the day is we got a criminal referral for former President Obama. And if you think that's not going to actually go through, I think it just might. The question is will they raid one of the Obama's 4 mansions? Remember, the guy came in without much money at all, and now he has 4 mansions. Wonder how that happened. We got some juicy details on Hillary Clinton's meds. Person who leaked that's probably going to be in danger, but we'll see. We got gas stations now selling gas at different prices at different times of the day. So if your gas stations are doing this, you need to be aware of this. And we got a genuine bona fide shortage out there of a very popular food, garlic. That and a whole bunch of other Watchmen updates. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you guys are sending in from all over. If you have something to share, make sure you use that word, update, somewhere in your comment. It could be on this video or on any video on this channel. Still gets to the right place. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They are giving out their free book called Gold in the Bible. Focuses in on what the Bible teaches about gold and kind of the historical place that gold has had for many, many generations. If you'd like to find out more about that and get your copy of the free book, there'll be a link at the end of the video, or you can just pop down in the pinned comment down below. Just click on that link, fill out your information, and they'll send you that free book. All right, so President Trump has announced a few trade deals. Japan, Indonesia, and the Philippines have all signed trade deals with the United States. Now, Detroit automakers are very upset about the Japanese deal. They're saying basically that this trade deal doesn't do enough to stop Japanese car imports into the United States and doesn't protect the U.S. car auto manufacturers. But it does put tariffs on the cars coming into the United States from Japan, and it does do a lot to kind of balance out the trade and opens up some of the Japanese market for U.S. agricultural products. They've been very protectionist against U.S. Imports, and all 3 of these trade deals really starts to balance the field a bit more for U.S. exporters. All right, we mentioned the other day that they had filed a motion, the Department of Justice filed a motion under Pam Bondi to unseal the Epstein testimonies. And that has been denied, so that's not going to happen. Wall Street Journal out there claiming that President Trump was advised that his name appeared in a bunch of the documents. And President Trump is adamantly denying that is totally false. So, I mean, it is the Wall Street Journal. So, I mean, they've flat out lied about a whole bunch of other stuff in the past. So, is this true? Is this not? Hard to tell. Hard to tell. All right, the Trump administration has opened an investigation into Harvard's international visa program because apparently they're selling visas. Yeah. Crazy. Can you imagine Harvard doing that, selling visas to the highest bidders? Nope, can't imagine that. All right, Tulsi Gabbard, the Director of National Intelligence, which is not exactly a position you'd expect to be doing this, has now referred former President Barack Hussein Obama to the Department of Justice for criminal prosecution. For doing what? For directly ordering intelligence agencies to fabricate intelligence to Congress. Ooh. They said that Russia did not influence the election or did not seek to influence the election. And the Obama White House ordered the intelligence agencies to change that to that they did and to add ways that they did. And then this was presented to Congress. So when you order people to lie to Congress, that is, let's just use President Trump's words, treason. Interesting. Tulsi Gabbard being just completely on a roll, they really need to add to her security detail because she revealed that high-level Democratic National Committee emails indicated that Senator Clinton was on heavy tranquilizers back when she was a senator. Why? For uncontrollable fits of anger and aggression. Yeah, that doesn't sound too far off. And now we're having leaked emails being used against high-level Democrats in similar ways to how they've done this to high-level Republicans. It really is starting to look like the shoe being on the other foot, and this is turning into a deep state food fight. All right, Iran, the Iranian Navy, decided to dispatch a naval helicopter to threaten a U.S. destroyer in the Gulf of Oman. Now, it wasn't in Iranian waters, but it was in international waters in the Gulf of Oman. The destroyer was the USS Fitzgerald, and the helicopter approached the destroyer repeatedly, and the destroyer threatened the helicopter with air defense systems and targeted it with radar. And the helicopter refused to leave the area and kept harassing the destroyer until the destroyer left the area. That's the account from the Iranian guys. Now, one thing that most people don't really know, and I haven't verified this independently, but maybe you guys can verify this, but apparently I've heard that the Aegis destroyer radar is actually so powerful that they could actually target the radar and use the radar itself as a weapon against helicopters and other airborne threats that are slow enough moving in a given area. So I don't know. Can anyone else confirm that? I don't know if that's like a national security thing, but I do recall. So I don't know. It's possible that the Aegis destroyer could have just knocked the helicopter out of the air using just radar, but I guess that would have still been technically an attack. Mexican President Sheinbaum. And if you're like, gee, that doesn't sound like a Mexican name. It isn't. It isn't. The country to the south of the United States is run by a non-Mexican, and the country to the north is run by a non-Canadian. It's a crazy world we live in, isn't it? Anyway, so Mexican President Sheinbaum admits that 75,000 Mexican citizens have returned to Mexico since the first of this year. Well, friends, it seems to be working. Seems to be working, and there's a whole lot more coming back. And with the border closed now, there ain't no way to get back over here. Jenny says, we noticed during the last week that gas stations are starting to sell gas at different prices during the day. For example, $2.77 for gas per gallon during the morning and $2.99 during the afternoon rush hour. Very strange. This is happening in central North Carolina. Can anyone else confirm that the gas price is changing, not just like at the morning it's like this price and then they decide to raise it by the end of the day, but rather that then the next morning it goes back down to that same price, that it's going up and down based on the time of day. That would be very interesting, and apparently it looks like that may be happening. Now, that isn't against the law. I mean, you go to a restaurant, right, and you get your lunch pricing, and you go there for dinner, and you get a different price. So, I mean, that's legal, and they can do that if they want to. It's just historically they haven't done that. So, Bonnie says Southeast Pennsylvania was in Walmart. Local peaches were 78 cents each. A lot of you guys are saying the prices per fruit is getting kind of ridiculous. No Walmart brand soups in the Walmart. That's crazy. No GV brand. Everything is every types of food, I think is what they meant. Every types of food have less selection as well. Curtis says our Wally World in southwest Missouri is still out of chick coin. No canned chicken, friends. Has been out for over a month of no canned chicken. Now, most of you guys are saying that you're still seeing canned chicken there, but it's getting a little thinner. They got some in, and a day or two later, it was gone again. Yet Sam's Club seems to have it always. Weird. Billy says, yesterday I was working on a property, and while walking on the property, I noticed over 100 dead bees all over the property. And this was just on the concrete and the artificial grass section. I'm in Anaheim Hills, California. Another strange thing I noticed is that when I took my laser thermometer and shot it on my roof, it read 154 degrees. No wonder my knees were burning. Lucilius says, went to my Walmart yesterday in Scarborough, Maine. Went to get a bag of potatoes, but every single bag of potatoes was sprouting, and every bag was wet as well. Then when I got to get peaches for my husband, I've never seen so many fruit flies in my life. No corn on the cob at all available. This is corn season. Lettuce was $2.89. That's crazy. I was not going to pay that. Gina says, State Farm. Yeah, I am set up on auto pay. Yet the last few months it has had issues. Even called the office for help and getting it set up right. Yet this month, the same issue. They trying to get the extra $10? Question. One does wonder. Yeah, they have that new policy. A couple days late, you get a $10 fee. And then they start having problems with the auto pay system. Family Lee says, Reno, Nevada. Powder laundry detergent is in short supply. Over the last couple of years, the aisle has shrunk to about 4 feet of the powder detergent, just disappearing. The bottles of liquid and heavily perfumed stuff have taken over. I just got back from Walmart and there was only 4 boxes of Tide. No other brands were available. The liquid detergent was single line fronted, and I also noticed the bottles have shrunk in size. But if you think the price went down, no. Last September I got Tide for $21.78 on Amazon. The same amount now costs $28.90. Prices on soap and laundry detergent going through the roof, friends. Mike says Seattle City Council is raising the sales tax from 10.35% to 10.45%. Now that may not sound like a big change, but I think most of you would also act a little bit surprised at hearing 10%, over 10% sales tax. That's crazy. And this is no explanation coming out on where the new tax is going. Taxing people right out of the city. Well, yeah, it will teach you to spend money in the city. Go outside the city and spend it there, right? Patricia says, I paid off my car the 1st of July early to save on interest. When my title came in the mail, the envelope had been opened. Fortunately, my title was still inside it, but the envelope shouldn't be opened. But somebody had surely opened it somewhere along the route to me. I thought of that, we've had a number of Watchmen report a very similar instance of missing gift cards and missing cash. We either need to push for background checks and tough screenings for postal employees or invent tamper-proof envelopes and mailers. Well, tamper-proof. No way to keep people out. Brenda says, Northern Arizona, no cocoa powder. Coffee is almost $20 per can now. We're seeing the coffee shortage out there, the bad harvest in Vietnam, and then we also had some big issues down in Brazil. Those should be. We're being told that the crops in Brazil this year, and it looks like in Vietnam, are doing pretty good. So coffee could come back down in price, but you know, we never really seem to see the prices come back down, do we? I mean, even when they're more available. Veronica says, bought eggs at H-E-B in Texas. I noticed that the eggs had some hairline cracks in them. And others that I tried to make into hard-boiled eggs literally exploded the minute that they touched the water. That's not good. That's not what's supposed to happen. Highlander says, a lady with her kids in the car was attacked Tuesday night around 8 p.m. in Frankfort, Kentucky, by a bunch of others, people from other places, right, for honking her horn after they cut her off. So they cut her off, and what do? You kind of let them know that, like, that's not acceptable driving. Honked at them. Lady and her kids in the car. They attacked her car. They got out of the car and attacked her. She managed to get away, but it so scared her that she's urging people not to use their horns anymore. And Highlander is urging everyone to responsibly carry a 9mm. Responsibly carry, please. Protect yourself and your children, and it's getting dangerous out there. Let's just be frank about it. Claudia says, I was told that before Prime Day that Amazon raised their prices, then when it's Prime Days that they discount the price. I made sure that anything I wanted to purchase, I purchased it before Prime Days because I didn't want to pay an inflated price because they were calling it Prime Days. Okay, so as a former Amazon seller, I used to sell some interesting things. I was mostly doing it as kind of a hobby, but I made a little bit of money doing it. Anyway, it was kind of fun to be on that side of things. I looked at what it would take to be a Prime Day sale, and I found that actually they locked in the prices, so like you couldn't play that game. You couldn't like crank up the cost of your product and then discount it down, because they had like minimum amounts of discounts you had to offer in order to actually be a Prime Day sale. And they made it so that you couldn't do that. So, I mean, they try to make it so you can't do that. I'm not saying that nobody finds a way around the system, but they don't do that, generally speaking. Individual shopkeepers can't do that. But anyway, I know that people still have that experience, and they've heard that experience from other people. And we've certainly seen that at places like Walmart and other places, right? Solo Tap says, if anyone is coming across garlic bulbs, you might want to grab them now while you can. China is the #1 producer of garlic in all forms: powdered, minced, chunked, and picked. Exports have dropped off the map, so if you don't have any, you may not get any in the coming months. At Walmart, I came across a 1-pound bag of whole garlic for about $7.99 each. I picked up 4 pounds, and I'm planning on making blackened garlic to preserve. But the ones that are sprouted will be planted in in the fall. Sorry, why would you plant in foil? So I can have more next year. Yeah, that, and you can also get the jugs of minced garlic. Those things keep like a long time, and then the powdered garlic keeps like forever. So those are some good ways to get stocked up and ahead of the garlic shortage. All right, friends, you heard it first here, garlic shortage. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold, or to get your free book, Gold and the Bible, tap on the link right there, fill out your information, or you can find it down in the pinned comment down below, or you can If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up there. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.